Hey everybody, this is Gunner Stoffer. Yeah, I'm very sorry for that whole hiatus thing. Yeah, there was some stuff that was happening. I don't want to really get into full detail, but I kind of got in trouble with something, and I don't want. And yeah, hold on. Oh well, yeah, well, I know me and Adam are trying to finish up the Eternal Gift, but since I hardly ever talk to him now, since I hardly ever talk to him, he hardly comes on Skype at all. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna do another story. I'm gonna do another story like on the side until until me and Adam have some time to work up on the Eternal Gift. Alright, the story that I'm gonna read now is called "Chasing the Wind" by Argar Wayan. It is a second person. It is a it's a second person story with you and Scootaloo, and if you're wondering, no, it's not a folk on. All right, here's the description. A rumor a rumor had just recently made it to your ears. They said that your old friend Scootaloo was coming back to town, and leave it to Rumble to have made all sorts of ridiculous claims about her intentions. You all you had hoped is that she just happened to remember you. No, this takes place a number of years after the event of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and as such, the characters that are portrayed are of legal age and their more adult behaviors. What I tell you, SGF waited a whoa. I made the original chapter for the 60-minute pony story Tumblr. Prompt from number 5. One of the Cutie Mark Crusaders returned to Ponyville, older, wiser, and eager to rekindle old acquaintances, and went over well. So I decided to post it here. It was a little short as compared to what I've done in the past, though putting it together in 60 minutes was a bit of a task. Please forgive any glaring mistakes. Like I've said, this was made in 60 minutes and never proofread. Chapter 2, Possibly Armored, is completely optional. It may or may not have sexual content, but will not be edited unless I really get griped at for massive mistakes. The cover art seems to be a chop of this image by Equestria Prevails, which I'll probably add into the description later on. So, alright, it's gonna be 5 chapters long, 3 of which are about 1,000 words long. One is about 2,000 words long, and the last one is about 4,500 words. So in total, making it 8,169 words. So, you know what? I'm gonna read the first 2 chapters. I mean, I don't really mind how long it is though. I'm just gonna get those out of the way. So anyways, this is Chasing the Wind by Argawan. Maybe there's some ponies she really wants to see. Yeah, maybe. And I know there's one pony that wants to see her. You say, looking across the train station to the quickly trotting mare. I'll see you later, Rumble. I'm gonna go see if she even remembers me. Huh. You know that you just want under her tail, and I know it too. Good luck, Coltonova. Before you head off to give chase, you glare at your friend and gently punch him in the shoulder. If the string of curses coming from Rumble's mouth afterward is any indication, that then being gentle must not be what earned you your cutie mark. You you let out a small sadistic laugh as you head towards the train station's exit. Buck, you said, looking around quietly. Not a single sign of the orange and pink Pegasus can be seen anywhere. Who would who would who would she be in such a hurry to find? A sigh escaped your lips as you use a forehoof to massage your forehead. Of course, Rainbow Dash. I wouldn't say Scootaloo's mane is pink. I'd say it's fuchsia. So, whatever. Immediately, you throw caution to the wind and break into a full gallop. Rainbow's scantily used cloud home is clear on the other side of town, and not only does your quarry have a head start, she has wings. All you got is this lame horn. It's great for all sorts of things, like using a fork and brushing your teeth. It takes a fair few minutes to completely pass through town. Ponies leaping out of the way as you run like a madmare through the streets. Your lungs ache, and even as you join Master Bros to quench their thirst, your brain screams at you to slow down. You ignore it. That is until you nearly run into the very pony you have been chasing. In an attempt to try to avoid barreling into the stationary mirror, your horn quickly activates, creating a dull green wall of force between the two of you. Well, that was smart of you. The impact isn't comfortable by any means, but it's much more acceptable than making another terrible first impression on this mare. The first time was bad enough, especially since you've ended up having your flank beaten by a filly with pink hair after the first time. What the? She states, seemingly confused by the weird pain sounds coming from behind her. She whirls around and looks down at the pile of fur and hoofs that is your tangled body. Oh man, it's been ages since I've seen you. What are you doing down there? I tripped over a rock. With your head lightly spinning, you climb to your hooves and are immediately assaulted by a quick hug. The warmth of her coat feels glorious against yours. Inwardly, you worry a little that she's going to be offended by how sweaty you have become from your little chase. But much to your relief, she doesn't seem to care. You're a bit disappointed that she breaks away from your body. What are you doing all the way out here? I saw you leave the train station and I just had to see what you were doing back in town. It's been a long time, Scoots. Yeah, it has, she says quietly. Ugh, sorry. What she does next surprises you beyond measure. She leans in, softly rubbing her face against yours in small circular motions. After what seems like millennia, she pulls away from you once again. That's called a nuzzle, dude. Ugh, fuck. In an attempt to hide the blush on your face, you quickly continue with your conversation. So what about you? What are you doing in town? Oh, I heard that Rainbow Dash got accepted into the Wonderbolts after those two other Pegasi had to resign. So I wanted to come and congratulate her, but she's not answering me. Oh, what are you doing down there? You didn't forget how to fly after you left, do you? Because I could teach you again if need be. At that, she laughs loudly, sending a wide smile across your face. If by teach me you mean dare me to jump over a gorge that is way too big to get very lucky that I just so happened to teach myself how to fly right before I fell into a raging river, then yes, I would like you to teach me again. That was fun. Okay, whenever Whenever you're ready, we can begin. I know where we could find a Hydra to use this time, instead of a massive gorge. You quip with a sly smile. Later. For now, let's go see if Rainbow Dash is home. Hop on. Scootaloo turns away from you, wings spread wide and legs slightly bent, giving you the perfect angle to climb onto her back. And a perfect view of that flake. I couldn't resist. You mentally scold yourself for being that cold before speaking. No way, I can't walk on clouds, and I'm not gonna make you carry me around the whole time. This time she lets out a single laugh, seemingly amused by your ignorance. Rainbow Dash's house is made with a special type of cloud that allows stuff other than Pegasi to touch it without just passing through. How do you think that turtle first lives up there? Tortoise! Oh, you say lamely before carefully climbing onto her back. When your forehead brushes over the base of her wing, you can feel a shiver lightly. Just as before, her coat feels so delightfully warm against yours. No sooner had you gotten yourself situated had you been lifted into the air, swiftly flying up to the home of the newest Wonderbolt. The thing was more of a castle than a house, with towers, pillars, and rainbow waterfalls as far as the eye could see. Scootaloo flew around the entire building multiple times, searching for the rainbow-made Pegasus. But when she couldn't be found, she landed on a small courtyard surrounded by large cloud pillars and with a rainbow fountain in the center. Slowly, you climb off her back, finding that you did not seem to be falling to your death. Instead, your hooves sink slightly into the marshmallow-like substance before they stop. Excuse me. Sorry. You know, I never did thank you, she states in an unfamiliar but not unwelcome tone. For what? For making me jump off that cliff. I have never gone this without it. Her wings move away from her body, giving her a full view of your cutie mark. However, your gaze lies on something much more attractive. Her flank is well-toned, yet still has curves in all the right places. It just like the rest of her is just so awesome. Your brain must have completely stopped working for a few minutes, because now all you could sense is a warm pair of lips pressing against yours, running the silken surface across yours in a way that nearly stops your thoughts once again. As quick as it began, it ended. You know, I had a crush on you when we were fools, she said, looking down at you with half-lettered eyes as she forced you to sit against the edge of the circular fountain. Me too, you muttered meekly, too entranced to do anything else. Her hoof begins to gently draw circles across your chest as she speaks again in a husky voice. And what about now? You've lost any semblance of higher brain function at this point, lost completely in the lavender pools above you. I think I'm in love. She lets out a Haiti laugh before leaning in for another kiss. This one, though, lands much higher on your face than you had thought. In fact, it lands in the very base of your horn. The warmth of her lips draws a groan from deep within you before you can realize what's happening. What was that? You muttered, feeling heat rush into your cheeks. That? She whispers in your ear, gently nibbling it out afterwards. That was thanks for showing me who I am. Go on. You barely managed to squeak out as Scootaloo's tongue roams the inside of your ear. As she continues, she presses your bodies together, enveloping you in a cloud of warmth. Soon she plants a deeply passionate kiss on your lips, snaking her tongue into your mouth and eagerly exploring its entirety. When she finally breaks away, you're both left panting for breath. As you gaze deeply into each other's eyes, she lightly tugs at her bottom lip with her teeth. After a moment like this, she begins to trail kisses up your face from your cheek. When she gets to your forehead, she begins to do something that sends warm tingles throughout other parts of your body as well. Gently at first, her hips begin to rock against yours. Once again, she plants a kiss right at the base of your horn before running her tongue from the base to the tip and then back down again. It moves in time with her hoof on a much more sensitive area of your body. After that one stroke, she stands and takes a step back with a devious smile. "Hey, Rainbow Dash!" she yells at the top of her lungs. Before you can realize what's happening, she takes wing and begins to fly away. "What was that for?" You yell after her. You can barely hear her response, laced with laughter as she leaves your line of sight. "For making me jump off a cliff!" When you nervously look around the courtyard, you see Rainbow Dash standing before you as you lay against the base of her fountain with your most prized possession openly on display. What the buck? Oops. And that's what you get for being an evil asshole. Oh man. Alright, before I move on to the second chapter, I'm gonna read this comment from Slayer Yuki. Alright, Phillies and Gentlecoats, it's review time. Grammar? It was very well done. The use of vocabulary was superb. Using just the right word at just the right time, and I saw only a single spelling mistake, and it didn't even bother me too much. Plot. Plot. Well, I thought the story was very well thought, and the progression was at the right speed, so as not make someone bored or to miss any details. The concept was, so to speak, good. It was intriguing, especially since you chose Scootaloo. The ending was brilliant too. Characters. The main character was enough of a mystery is to let you choose your own character, and I loved it. The way you showed Scootaloo's mark was pretty clever too, so now it can be whatever we want it to be. Your daringness here was hilarious and very much in character and expected. Loved it. All in all, a great story. 5 stars or 1 thumbs up. That was one of those mustache seal of approval kind of shit. Death Tap. Shame it's a one shot. You could still milk this love-hate thing going on. Great job. Couple of typos though. Well, at least it's not a one shot. Alright, the first chapter was the same title as the title of the fanfic. And now I'm gonna read the second chapter, Fish Stories. This is a bit of an expansion on the original. It took me some time and a bit of inspiration before I could think of a way that I could like to continue onward, but I managed to do it. Where the original was cute and moderately suggestive, this goes all out. I did not pull any punches, so consider yourself warned. Well, I've read lots of Klopfics before, so I'm not that worried. Rumble's laughter echoes down the hall as you close the door to your apartment. Something makes you wonder if you should just go back out, but you're sore and tired and you couldn't be bothered to. You really did that? He said between laughs. Who could he be talking to? He never has anyone over. Yeah, and he totally fell for it. It was great. Maybe I should go. Hey, Blue Ball. Rumble calls out just as you turn to leave. You let out an exasperated sigh, turning to face the duo. The gray Pegasus has a sly smile plastered all over his stupid face, and a stifled giggle can be heard from his orange compatriot. How'd it go? I assumed you already heard about how my meeting with Scoots went, and you're asking about what happened when she left me with Rainbow Dash, right? Isn't that what I said? Not really. I couldn't really make out the words over the sound of Big Mac's dick in your mouth. Nice. Dear goddess, I'm not gay. Rumble staunchly defended. What about you, Mister? I have never had sex with a mayor. You see Skidaloo quirk an eyebrow during your back and forth, but you continue on without giving it much thought. I just haven't found any pony worth the effort. I hate to break this up. It's better than the tabloids, but what happened? Scoots interrupted. I heard you got kicked the dragon in the. I heard you kicked the dragon in the face once. I can only imagine that what she did to some perverted cult. Rumble's face lights up just as lights up like he just thought up how to cure nades or something. Nades? You mean AIDS? Holy crap! There's actually an equivalent to AIDS in this. I don't know if I should be worried. I think they should already have found a cure for that. She castrated you, didn't she? No. Did she beat you with a sack of oranges? No. Apples? She didn't beat me with a sack of anything. Oh well, that's all fun. Are you sure she didn't castrate you? You seem a little mellower than you used to be. As a matter of fact. She couldn't take her eyes off it. Magenta met with pasty pick of my hairless skin. I felt helpless having such an intimate thing on display for a full stranger. It was exhilarating as it was nerve-wracking. I didn't know what to do. I had nowhere to run. I was a fish out of water, and all I could do was trust that she wouldn't kill me. But apparently, killing me wasn't what she had on her mind. Her forehooves buried into my chest, pushing me backward and sliding my body down into a laying position. I couldn't even begin to imagine what was going on in her mind as she buried her muzzle into mine. She tasted like Skittles, but I couldn't even fathom that out of that time. Huh. So Skittles does exist in Equestria. All I knew was the way her lips moved and the way her hoof petted my face. We managed to continue kissing without suffocating. Thank goddess for nostrils. For a long time, about the second or third time, she roughly pushed her lips against mine. I stopped trying to figure out why and just went with it. Being pinned down by her was so hot. It hurt a little where her hooves dug into my skin, but I could feel the blood rush downward with every pump in my heart. It felt like something out of a dream when her hips rocked against me. Here was a wonderbolt, so turned on by my kissing that she was rubbing up against me. Did I mention how hot it was? I slid my hooves down her body. As they passed over her ribs, I could feel her breathing, and and her heart must have been beating a mile a minute because her body was so hot. Even in the cool, high-altitude air, she was sweating, though I probably was too. My hose finally stopped at her cutie marks, tracing their shape as we continued to make out feverishly. I've always wanted to do it, but never had the chance until now. I impulsively reared my hoof back and slapped Dash's flank. She tensed up, biting down on my lower lip, hard. When she let go, I had a metallic taste in my mouth. For a moment, she rested her head against my shoulder, breathing heavily into the cloud below me. Once Dash caught her breath, she pushed herself up into a position where she was sitting on my hips. It felt nice, but at the same time, it squished some quite sensitive bits that were better unsquished. A few red droplets clung to her muzzle as she looked down hungrily. Her hooves pressed harder into my chest, easing the weight on the lower extremities. I tried not to gasp, but she began to thrust herself forward. But feeling the wetness build up on my bare skin, my self-control broke down completely. After a few repetitions, she slid all the way up to my belly button, and all of me seemed to tingle in anticipation when I felt her press up against the most sensitive part of my body. Dash smiled coyly, looking down into my eyes. One of her forehooves traced up the length of my appendage, aligning it and letting the tip slide in ever so slightly. My entire body shivered at the sensation. In one movement, she positioned her second hoof on my chest again and thrust backwards. I nearly choked on my own spit as I slid into her so quickly. Dash rocked back and forth at a maddening slow rate as I coughed and I sputtered. When I caught my breath, I grasped her hips tightly. A quiet moan escaped from her when I started thrusting back. After a few minutes like this, Dash leaned over, kissing my nose, and whispered, "Enough foreplay." When she sat back up, her hoof slid down, pressing into the base of my stomach. She pushed herself upward until I just barely remained in her, and then quickly slammed downward. She repeated this time and again, with each thrust going faster and deeper. Dash continued on like this at a pace that can only accurately be described as nothing but that she is the fastest in Equestria. Her colorful mane bounced wildly all the while, and sweat beaded on her coat, running down like little rivers. A feeling of tightness built in the pit of my stomach as Dash increased pace, but a moment later she faltered. Her breathing hitched, and her body slumped backwards until she propped herself with her forehooves near my hocks. Her face was red as a beet, and she was breathing so hard that her breath was condensed in two little clouds of steam that has left her nose. Even the coolest mare in town, the newest Wonderbolt, was extremely cute, and with this post-orgasm look on her face. Nice. Still ready to go. I leaned upward, grabbing her by the shoulders and softly laying her on her back. Now in control, I took a liberty that she did earlier. I planted my lips against hers. That earnest, satisfied groan from the barely conscious mare. A smile returned to her face as she used her teeth to tug onto my lower lip. The pain caused me to pull away from her lips. Though she was too weak, Dash's hooves traveled to my flanks and tried to pull me in deeper. I took the hint and began to slowly thrust again, hilting myself in her each time. I took it slower than she did, but if the near constant chorus of groans and moans coming from her slack-jawed mouth was any indication, she didn't mind. That sensation in the pit of my stomach returned as I began to thrust faster and faster. Soon the sensations were too much, and after and wave after wave of pleasure washed over me. When it was all over, I collapsed on top of Dash. As I was still basking in the afterglow, she breathlessly whispered, "You're so much cooler than Rumble." She did not say that, Rumble objected. Yeah, somehow I didn't think that was what really happened, Scoots agreed. It did, though. They both stared at you flatly, somehow knowing that the truth was much different. A long minute passed under the unwavering gaze before you broke down. Fine. I was terrified. Here was the fastest mare in Equestria, and she looked pissed beyond reason. Her eyes kept darting back and forth between my bad attempt at hiding my shame in my eyes. I swear that I saw them turn red at one point, but I was relieved that when I noticed they were the same magenta as they always had been. As I closed the distance, I attempted to spew out some form of an explanation. Scootaloo, brah! Her huff connected squarely with my groin. I nearly puked on the spot. I could barely see straight. Don't you dare talk about my daughter. She would never associate with scum like you. She grabbed my mane, dragging me away from the fountain. Still stunned from her assault, I didn't fight back. Dash roughly slammed her hooves into the cloud below me. It shattered, dissolving into nothing. My entire body hung from the mane, and still held on her hoof. I felt like my scalp was going to rip off, and it may have if she held me there longer. You do this for the adrenaline, right? To feel that rush when you show off your stallion hood? There's a foal in that house. What if she saw you like that, pervert? Wait, who's the foal? I was thankful when the pain in my head was relieved. That is, until I realized I was falling to my death. I didn't know how long it was, but the fall felt like it lasted forever. Before I hit the ground, something hit me. I blacked out during the impact, but when I woke up, I noticed the crater I was in was too big for one pony to have caused it. Damn, that mirror's intense. A moment of silence follows Rumble's sagely statement. You shake your head quickly, attempting to rid yourself of the visions of your near death. Well, that was fun and all, but I'm going to Spurrow so I can get a big fat piece of pizza to shove into my mouth while I read Equestria Daily. Late's all. Huh. Even Equestria Daily exists in this world. Rumble says as he trots past you, slapping you between your withers for good measure. Your eyes instinctively shut as sharp pain fill your back. Taking a deep breath, you pry your eyes open again, feeling the pain subside. Scootaloo's merciless smile shines brightly before you. Having fun? You ask her. Somehow her smile grows as she saunters over to sit on the couch. Why are you limping, Scoots? She waves an orange hoof dismissively, saying, "Just a bad landing. Don't worry about it." Oh, wow. Alright, here's Argawayan saying, "Please excuse the strange formatting. Nighty is working on the system and things still seem to be off. Mostly I wrote this to try to cleanse and restart my brain. I also had no idea how people would react to writing True Blue Claw content. So best to just get it over with and try it. I wrote this in as short of a time I could with no editing. So please forgive any mistakes, or you can point them out if you like, and I'll fix them. I just wanted to stay close to the original as possible as far as writing requirements and everything. Curtips says, "Hey, nice to see an expansion of the story. Well written and amusing. Keep up the good work." Aboard 68. Pretty sweet. The explanation has me thinking of what will happen next. Keep it up and have a dragon with a stash. Beladen Rose. Hells sounds like we have set up for chapter 3. Why are you lipping, Scoots? Because Rumble railed her braids out. Duh. Rainbow Dash has kids now? Argawain says, "I had actually envisioned it as Fluttershy's full, and apparently I just forgot to type that in. In my haste, never saw Dash as a full-bearing type, though as I noted in the chapter, I could see Dash taking up the surrogate mother part for Scootaloo." Alright, Omniscient Sound. Reads the clock part. This is hot. Reads the rest of the chapter. Ooh, damn. But in all reality, I just said, ooh, while laughing like 5 times before I said, damn. Nice. Well, at least it explains the full part. So. Well, anyways, that was the first 2 chapters of Chasing the Wind. And it's I mean, yeah, I've actually read this before, but when I was reading Fish Stories, I kind of skimmed over the Clop part, just because I thought it was like some sort of random thought. But yeah, that was pretty good. So, well, anyways, I'm gonna stop right here for now. If I have some time on my hands, I'll probably release the other 3, and if Adam ever has time with me to read the Eternal Gift, I'll probably do something. Well, anyways, this is Gunnar Stauffer, Jim Wallens 211, signing off.